5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10, starts right now, people. Welcome to your week. Let us get into it. Today is a fun topic for me because typically I am really conservative in how I do things, and I'm really meticulous about how I do things. And so I get asked a lot from people, and it recently just happened with my chiropractor. As being an entrepreneur, my mind just kind of processes things a little bit differently. And so when people look to grow, I typically somehow end up in that conversation because I've been in this my own thing here for 11 years. And up until 3 years ago, I only offered one product. Now in the last 3 years, I offer three. And so people say, well, why, when did this happen for you? Show us your ways. And to me, that's funny. It's not like that, but ultimately here's how I look at it. Right. So I had said for the first 5, 7, 8 years of CarBiz that you need to be great at one thing. And we still are, we're going to be, when it comes to data and understanding that and translating into clients and helping advise on spending of, at this point, millions of dollars across the United States. We've done it. We do a good job at it. For me, what the initial motivation of Time to Grow was that in my organization, I am the personal revenue generator. Right. And so if we wanted to get to be bigger, then we're going to have to find other ways to generate revenue that were not going to be about me having to do that. And so there was, to me, the idea of when to grow came when I decided that, yes, I like my company the way it is. However, I think my company could be helping more, doing more in spaces that I do. So what led to our initial growth into organic social up on top of the brim there was the concept of client need. And that's really, to me, the number one answer I would give anyone who asked me, when is it time to grow my product? When is it time to get bigger? When is it time to add a new service? It's when someone else is asking you to do it. It's how CarBiz started in the first place. Okay. It truly is. Tom Zimbrick, 11 years ago, asked me a question about BDCs. We got involved in other discussions. We started working together. And it was basically this concept of, well, we need this. No one does this sort of reporting and assistant accountability stuff. Can you help us? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we can. And so social came about because for years before social launched, I was getting asked by clients to look at social media data. And as someone who isn't the biggest fan, like I do this, we do the podcast. We love the podcast. It's great. However, we're here doing that as part of the job. Right? The job is here. I don't do social media as a personal human. So for me to get excited as I do about things I'm involved in, that wasn't going to happen for me. So I started internet stalking, as my wife calls it, Jeff Hunter. This is like 2019, 2018 in there somewhere. And then I just continued to develop a relationship with Jeff Hunter and make it known that I was starting to think about social media in a way that I hadn't before. And then my buddy Alex and I kind of hatched the concept idea of the data side of it and put those two together. And it was kind of fun. And then he said, hey, I got to do my thing. You got to roll out on your own. I said, okay. And social was kind of me doing it. And some good friends came in along the way. You know, Candace, I love you. And so those things happen and you're like, all right, you're seeing the value, you're seeing how things are happening. But then the program was about to die because I didn't have anyone to fulfill it. A friend of mine that was running it got a great gig from a great company, got a great offer to do something great. And she did that. Enter my man, Jeff Hunter. He says, hey, I'm going to come on board and give it a shot. And that we've been running ever since. Right. So the Time to Grow for me was because all and everything aligned. I don't believe in coincidence. So the world put in front of me what I was supposed to have at the moment I had it, and I put it together and I made it happen. That's how I knew it was to grow. Fast forward now to the last 6 months when clients have been asking us once again to get more involved in the CRM accountability aspect because there really isn't anyone in the space looking at it. Sure, there are plenty of reporting companies. Sure, there are plenty of training companies. But are anyone really digging in and giving a shit to the level that my clients know that I will? You see, because the Done Better isn't just a clever name. I literally think that if I'm going to apply myself, I will do it better than whatever is being done previously. Otherwise, I probably won't get involved. That's the reality. If something runs well enough, I'm probably good. But if it needs to be tightened and made better, that's the name, baby. That's what I do. So I'm as confident as that as I possibly could be. But when it's time to grow, that's, when people ask, what I see and what I think I would caution any entrepreneur against is growing because you think you should. Getting out of the office into a bigger office. Every time we switch offices, the offices get bigger, then the offices get smaller. These sort of contractions is because you're doing and you're allowing other things to dictate the flow. Keep it lean, keep it tight. The time to grow is known to you when it happens. And that's what I'm saying to you. If you think it's because you're saying, well, I'm forecasting. This is the conversation I had with my wonderful chiropractor. She is a family business. Her and her sister, they're chiropractors. This is what they do. And they're like, well, we're going to buy the coffee place next door. Well, hold on. For what, right? Well, our kids want to be chiropractors and this and this. I love it. But what do we know about what we make in the square footage we have now? What do we know about what we make in the hours of operation we have now? They're only open till like 3:00 because the two of them got kids and lives and they do stuff. But like there's a whole way to add in people from 3 to 6 p.m. to do work to make you money that, you could basically be collecting rent. And like I said, when I see an opportunity for people who bring me a complex growth scale and say, this is what I want to do, the questions that I have will typically stop people because, as I said, I process things differently. I see things differently. And it happens really quick to me. So from my perspective, if you're worried about growth, first make sure you understand how you're going to move through whatever your original offer is, whatever your original product is. Be sure that you know how you're going to get from A to making money, and then from making money to scaling, and then from it all takes time. That's what I'm trying to say. For the first, it's not even the first year. It's like the first 6 months of Carbis, we thought we were going to be the world's largest training company. Till I realized there's no fucking way I want to deal with that hassle. There's no way I want to deal with that much travel. There's no way I want to be involved with that many people. No. What do we really want to do? We want to help people with all this shit they don't want to deal with in the car business. And I've been doing this long enough to know that list is long. So that's where we began, was finding a niche in our existing industry that had not been filled. This is a multi-100-year industry. That's 1926, not 100. 100-year industry, whatever you want, 150. This is, to me, if you can find a niche here, you can find a niche anywhere. Go look for it and find a way to produce value. That's what it's about, friends. Next week on the show, we're going to go back old school here. It's a show that I did, I don't even know, so many moons ago that it's all time to revisit. Thank you all so much. Have yourselves a wonderful week, and we will see you next time.